Hi Pisces, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. And I wanted to do something for Valentine's Day that was a little different than normal. I know there are going to be a lot of people out there spending Valentine's Day home alone. And I am also very aware of how painful that can be because I have spent many Valentine's Days home alone, frankly, crying my eyes out and going to bed and waiting for that day to go over because it was so excruciatingly painful. And it just seems like, everybody talking about what they're doing makes things worse. So my hope by doing this video is that perhaps you find something in here that you could work on that will help you not be single next Valentine's Day. Some blocks, whatever things that could help you get where you want to go. So the first thing that came up is inner child. And inner child stuff usually has to do with fear of abandonment, self-worth, feelings, not having self-worth, anything that may have happened when you were in childhood that made you close your heart up. So I'm feeling like there's probably some heart chakra work that you need to do to open yourself up, because maybe you are inadvertently blocking yourself, and that might be one of the reasons why you are single at Valentine's Day this year. Let's keep going. What blocks are the Pisces people working with that they could fix to open up their, life for next year? Spring. So let's see, what am I getting with that one? That spring, well, one, I feel like that there's probably some depression around the winter time. There's always some depression. The days are long or short. It's dark out. It's gloomy out. And that crappy weather, or at least in Indiana where I am at, wintertime can be very depressing. So then it's still winter time when Valentine's Day rolls around, and you may be fighting some depression right now, and that could be a lot of what's going on. And I know a lot of people don't agree with tanning beds, but maybe going to a tanning bed might make you feel better, and get some vitamin D in your system, or start taking some vitamin D or something, because I feel like that is something that you could be working with. And the winter card just came up, which tells me the same thing, is like the weather is part of your problem right now. The weather is affecting your mood and making you grouchy and cranky, and it's making you, maybe you had somebody that asked you out and you had the opportunity to go out on Valentine's Day, and because you were in such a foul mood, you said no. So maybe if you can get over the weather and not try and, maybe that'll help, I guess, is the whole point of that. What other blocks are the Pisces people dealing with right now that they could work on so they don't spend next Valentine's Day alone, or at least crying the whole day, or very sad and feeling sorry for themselves, or whatever is going on with them? What can they do to help themselves? I guess is what I want to know. What can Pisces do to help themselves make Valentine's Day better, or anytime you're single better? I guess if you're watching this and it's not Valentine's Day and it's after and you're still alone and feeling sorry for yourself, what other things, what blocks do Pisces have to work on right now? There's one. Devotion. The first thing that popped up was Bible verses. So depending on what your religious beliefs are, I feel like it has to do with more positive affirmations, because a lot of times when you go to the Bible, You're looking for something to make you feel better. So whether you are religious or whether you are not religious, there are books, there are things out there that you could be reading that could be reaffirming things for yourself and making you feel better. So that feels like that's a block. When I say a block, that's something that you need to do. Either that or you have your devotion is in the wrong place. You are spending your time and your energy on the wrong person. And that's the reason you're alone, is because that person is never going to pan out to be who you want them to be, and you are devoted. Maybe that's what it is. I think it could be either one, but if it's a block, you're devoted to the wrong person or place, and maybe your devotion needs to change. Where you spend your time, where you spend your energy is a block for you. Wrong person. Maybe you're spending all your time and energy at work, and that's why you don't have anybody on Valentine's Day, and you're not going to have one on 4th of July either because you work all the time. So what other blocks are the Pisces people dealing with right now that they could work on so they don't find themselves single this time next year? There's 2 cards. Grief. Okay, so some of you guys are grieving. I feel like this could be grieving over a lost parent. This could be grieving over a previous relationship that you are still not healed from, and that's why you're alone. And that's just something that's time. Only time is going to make that go away. And free will. Okay, so this does make me think that you probably have had other suitors or people that have asked you to do something on Valentine's Day. And maybe it wasn't even a significant other or somebody that you were dating or somebody that you want to date and they didn't call and ask you out or whatever. But maybe you had some girlfriends or some friends that said, hey, let's do something on Valentine's Day instead of sitting at home and feeling sorry for ourselves. And you were like, I didn't want to go out with you guys or whatever. And your free will is the reason your ass is sitting at home on Valentine's Day. So you blocked yourself on that one. So I feel like you're being kind of stubborn. Well, and 2 more blocks just came out. So awakening and soulmate. So I feel like at this point in time, as far as blocks are, if it's an awakening, it's possible that you have just chosen not to focus on dating right now. And you are focusing on awakening yourself, on making yourself happy. And you realize that having a significant other in your life isn't the end all be all. So at this point in time, you're working on awakening yourself, and the soulmate came up. And so if the soulmate is a block, maybe it's a case of you think that the person that is your soulmate is not your soulmate, and again, it kind of goes along with the devotion, being with the wrong person. You are spending time thinking that the wrong person is your soulmate, and it's not going to happen, and you need to detach yourself from that person. That's coming in loud and strong for you Pisces people. All right, so the next thing I want to do is, if you have a particular person that you have been dating and you are still finding yourself home on Valentine's Day and wondering why you guys aren't together yet, this next set is going to be blocks that they have and the reasons why you guys are not together at this point in time. So what blocks do the Pisces partners have at this point in time that is keeping them apart on Valentine's Day? What blocks do Pisces partners have? And it could be your soulmate. It could be just somebody you're dating, whatever. The person that you're thinking of right now, because you probably, as soon as I said that, you have an immediate person that jumped into your head. They've got self-worth issues. They need to work on their self-worth. And perhaps there's some family going on. Maybe they had their kids. They had to babysit their kids tonight, and that's why you guys are not together. Maybe their ex-spouse had plans for Valentine's Day, and that left them at home with the kids or whatever, or working to provide for the family. Something like that is blocking you guys being together on Valentine's Day. What other blocks? Release. Okay, so that's the partner's block. I feel like they are maybe still hung up on maybe their ex-spouse, a previous love. They're emotionally unavailable. They still have some stuff that they need to do to make them whole and ready to be with you 100%. So it's kind of a timing thing, I guess. If the divine timing card flips out, I'm going to flip out. They are still healing. Your partner. This is for your partner. And the answer is no. Which makes me think that person that you are thinking of right now, they're not the right person. And the observer. I am trying to think if that's a block. If the observer position is a block for a partner, how would that play into this? It just feels like they don't want to be a participant. They just want to kind of, they're just not into it. They're just not into you. That's what's going on. It's kind of like they're there, but they're not actively there, and they're just not a full participant. And that's gonna drive you crazy. So everything about that whole person makes me think that that person that jumped in your mind when I said, if you had a person that you would like to be spending Valentine's Day with, I'm thinking that person isn't going to work out anyway. So don't be beating yourself up about that, and probably be happy that you saved yourself a lot of heartache. You, as a Pisces, need to work on your inner child. You need to work on your depression and trying to not let this weather get you down, and quit being devoted to the wrong person, and get over whatever you're grieving at this point in time, and quit being so stubborn. And if somebody asks you out, whether it's girlfriends or a boyfriend, an old boyfriend, or just a friend, say yes. Get out of the house and quit feeling sorry for yourself. Anyway, I hope you found some value to that. Like I said, this was just kind of an idea that I wanted to do to see if I could help. I know it, like I said, I know it can be painful being at home by yourself on Valentine's Day when you want to be with somebody. I have been there. I have done that so many times, I can't even tell you. And if you find yourself in a position where you would like to have a full-blown reading, let me know. We'll see if we can't work on some other stuff to help you get where you want to go. I have studied dating and relationships since my 20s. And I feel like I have a pretty good grip on it now. And I know what to do to help heal. And that's kind of my passion, is to help people heal. So anyway, please comment below. Let me know what you thought. If you found value in this, if you, even if you have any critiques that you would like to say, I am open to constructive criticism, and I look forward to talking to you guys again. Thanks. Bye.